Welcome to your daily market dose. The big story today is the push and pull between yesterday's sell-off and this morning's economic data. Major indices like the Dow and S&P 500 slipped in the last session, and with a fresh inflation report just out, everyone's asking if this is a dip to buy or the start of something more serious. While the mainstream markets figure out which way to go, we saw some explosive moves in pre-market action and in a few specific altcoins. I'm going to break down exactly what's happening and where the smart money might be headed. So, what's driving the action? Yesterday, the markets closed in the red as traders braced for this morning's crucial inflation report. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell about 0.5% to close at 43,975, and that print has just landed. This morning, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics released the Consumer Price Index CPI for July. Headline inflation came in at 2.7% year-over-year, which was a nice surprise, coming in just below the 2.8% economists expected. However, the number everyone is really watching, core CPI, which strips out food and energy, accelerated to 3.1%. That was a bit hotter than the 3.0% forecast and marks the highest monthly increase in 6 months. This mixed data is creating a fascinating tug-of-war. The softer headline number has some traders feeling optimistic about interest rates, but the hotter core reading has others worried the Fed might not be so quick to cut. According to the CME FedWatch tool, the probability of a rate cut in September is still in play, but it's no longer the near certainty some were hoping for. This uncertainty is why stock futures are a bit shaky this morning, with Dow, S&P, and Nasdaq futures flickering between green and red as the market digests the news. So while yesterday was red, today is shaping up to be a stock picker's market. Let's look at some of the individual companies making waves. One of the biggest stories is Hanesbrands, which surged over 41% in pre-market trading. The jump comes on the heels of reports that Gildan Activewear is in advanced talks to acquire the company for nearly $5 billion. Tilray Brands, for example, is seeing a significant jump after the administration signaled it's moving closer to reclassifying marijuana to a less dangerous drug category, a potentially massive catalyst for the whole sector. Of course, it's not all good news. We're also seeing some earnings-driven drops. The ad tech firm PubMatic saw its stock slide after reporting a net loss for the quarter, even though its revenue grew. PubMatic actually posted a loss of 11 cents per share, a sharp reversal from the profit it turned a year ago. Similarly, Cardinal Health dipped after its sales numbers came in just shy of analyst estimates. It's a good reminder that even when the broader market is optimistic, a company's own performance is what ultimately counts. If you're getting value from this breakdown and want to stay ahead of the news that moves markets, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. It's free, and it's the best way to make sure you don't miss our next update. Now, let's switch gears to the crypto world, where the plot is thickening. The biggest headline is the official conclusion of the marathon legal battle between Ripple and the SEC. On August 7th, both parties filed to dismiss all remaining appeals, which brings a nearly 5-year saga to a close. This cements the key part of the 2023 ruling, that XRP sales on public exchanges are not securities transactions, while Ripple still has to pay a $125 million penalty for its institutional sales. This provides some much-needed clarity for exchanges and investors. Bitcoin is hovering in the $119,000, so $122,000 range after hitting 4-week highs on Monday. But the real story seems to be in the Ethereum ecosystem. On Monday, U.S. spot Ethereum ETFs saw a record-shattering net inflow of over $1 billion, with BlackRock's ETH fund pulling in a massive $640 million all on its own. So, what's the big picture? We've got a stock market wrestling with a mixed inflation report, hopeful on one hand, cautious on the other. Futures are volatile, but certain individual stocks are making huge moves on their own news. Meanwhile, the crypto world is buzzing with the end of the Ripple lawsuit and a fire hose of institutional cash flooding into Ethereum ETFs. It's a complicated setup, but that's where the best opportunities are hiding. The major indexes rarely tell the whole story. What are your top movers for today? Are you buying the Hanesbrands rumor, or are you more interested in the institutional stampede into Ethereum? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, if you want to keep up with the market, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell turned on. I'll see you back here for the next market update.